Hey guys, Bman coming to you from Penny Lane, of course, and I know, welcome to not only the last week, but the last song of our Women of Rock Month. I hope you've been enjoying this month as much as Plots and I have, because we've had a blast doing this. And I know you checked out Plots on Wednesday. Boy, he did a fabulous job on Tori Amos, right? He's been a huge fan of hers for ever. And it showed in his performance. Great job, Plots. So I guess now it's my turn. So I picked one today from 1987. It's called Hazy Shade of Winter, and it's by the Bangles. And it is off of the Less Than Zero soundtrack. So on the A side, you got Hazy Shade of Winter. On the B side, you got She Lost You. And you're like, I don't remember that being a Bangles song. It's not. It's actually a song by Joan Jett and the Blackhawks, this is one of the first times that I've ever known that you have a different artist on the backside. But it's a movie soundtrack, so they can do that for the single. How did the single do on, by the way? Chart-wise, it hit number 2 in the US, number 11 in the UK, number 7 on the Australian charts, and it was pretty much a big hit all over the world for the Bangles. So I guess, with no further ado, let's get to it, right? So 1987, Hazy Shade of Winter, the Bangles. Ready for this? Got a props. 2, 3, 4. Time. See what's become of me. Time. See what's become of me. While I look around for my possibilities, it was so hard to please. Look around, there's a brown, and the sky is a hazy shade of winter. Hear the Salvation Army band. Down by the riverside is bound to be a better ride than what you got planned. Carry your cup in your hand. Look around, there's a brown, and the sky is a hazy shade of winter. Hang on to your hopes, my friend. That's an easy thing to say if your hopes should pass away. Just simply pretend that you can build them again. Look around, grass is high, fields are ripe. It's the springtime of my life. Seasons change with the scenery, weaving time in a tapestry. Won't you stop and remember me? Look around, leaves are brown, and the sky is a hazy shade of winter. Look around, leaves are brown, there's a patch of snow on the ground. Look around, leaves are brown, there's a patch of snow on the ground. Look around, leaves are brown, there's a patch of snow on the ground. Hazy Shade of Winter, the Bangles, 1987. I kind of wanted to rock it out for the end, not only for the end of this Women of Rock theme month, but the end of Women of Rock theme months for a while, because for the next couple of years, there aren't 5 Wednesdays in March. So, anywho, let's see, what do I got to say? First off, Hazy Shade of Winter. What about the song? This song was written by Paul Simon, was recorded by Simon and Garfunkel, and it was a big hit for Simon and Garfunkel. The Bangles made it an even bigger hit. Personnel-wise, for recording this, you've got Susanna Hoff on guitar and vocals. You got Vicki Peterson on guitar and vocals. You got Debbie Peterson on drums and vocals. And you got Mickey Steele on bass and vocals. And all of them sang in this song too. That was the cool thing about the Bangles. The Bangles were formed in Los Angeles, California. The genre that they fall under is pop and rock. Their active years were from 1981 to 1989, and then they disbanded. Then they got back together and have been back together since 1998, but without Michael Steele in the band anymore. Sad thing about this, the Bangles were at the height of their fame when they broke up. And they broke up because a producer was talking to Susanna Hoff, and basically, if you remember the Bangles back in the 80s, Susanna Hoff was everywhere. I mean, there's 4 people in the band, but you're talking about magazine covers, interviews. Most of them were focused on Susanna Hoff. And this person started whispering in her ear, telling her, hey, you know what? You are the Bangles. So you don't need them. You can go on and you can have an awesome solo career on your own. And so they did. They broke up. And guess how she did on that solo career? Not so good. And eventually the Bangles, like I said, got back together in 1998, but it was never the same. And this is so sad. This happens to so many bands. You know, the internal strife, or for whatever the reason is, when they're big and then they break up and they're never big again, very rarely. Now, there are exceptions. Like there was Aerosmith, who was huge, broke up and stayed away from each other for like 13 years, then came back and had another huge career again. But that's very few and far in between. So, yeah, well, it's just another one of those stories. So, output-wise, the Bangles put out 5 studio albums, 25 singles, and have sold over 20 million records worldwide. And just some of the hits that you remember from the Bangles, let me hit them. You got Manic Monday, If She Knew What She Wants, Walk Like an Egyptian, Walking Down Your Street, In Your Room, and then that final one they had, Eternal Flame. And then that was it. So, like I said, they're still around, they still play, but not like they did. So, that's all I got for that. I hope you enjoyed our Women of Rock Month as much as we did. If you enjoyed it, how about being kind of nice and giving it a thumbs up? If you enjoyed mine and Rachel the Rickenbacker's performance, and I used her today because if you ever watched Bangles videos, Susanna Hoff plays a Rickenbacker. She looks kind of like this, a black and white one. She was a big fan of the Byrds and, of course, the Beatles, who played, well, you know, the Beatles, John Lennon early on played a Rickenbacker, and of course the Byrds were big with Rickenbackers, hence why she had a Rickenbacker. Oh, one other thing I want to mention, I said Mickey Steele. When she became the Bangles, she was just known as Michael Steele, but the Mickey part, did you know that she was an original member of Joan Jett's band back in the day, the Runaways, before they became famous, and then she left the band and moved on to other things and eventually joined the Bangles. I thought, so back then she was known as Mickey. I thought, wow, I did not know that. I thought that was pretty cool. So, I guess that's all I got. So don't forget to check out Plots on Wednesday at 1 p.m. Don't forget to then tune in on Saturday for me, where I drop my next song on Saturday at noon. I guess until next time, peace out, live long, and prosper.